everybody. I hope you can hear and see me well. So, one thing to be aware of is that I tried to select a subject that wouldn't last very long. I still start coughing when I talk too long for too long of a time. I noticed that yesterday with my sponsors live. So, this is an easy to make thing, but it can be quite fantastic and spectacular looking. Now, what I wanted to show you is, number one, where to get this mold. And I am looking. Hopefully they didn't change it again. Okay, so you go on my Amazon store and we look for polymer clay molds. Hope I didn't get past them. Which I probably already did. Let's go again. Rainers. I got so much stuff here. It's not even funny. I think how long it takes me, and trust me, I check every other day. But vendors change their stuff so often that okay, molds for polymer clay. And I have the ones that are for holidays all the way to the bottom. Okay, so it's this one. This is the mold that I'm going to use. And what we are going to do here is something that I showed my sponsors yesterday too, is making a mica shift using a mold. So let me say hi. Hi Lianka, hi Sharon, hi Colleen, hi Mona, hi Carlene, hi Adelaide. So I'm going to do two of them, all right, just to show you if you have that or if you don't have that. One of them is going to be with plain pearl white, and the other one will be a combination Mokumegane mica shift using a mix that is 1/8 either ultramarine blue or cobalt blue, depending on what you have. Hi Rhonda. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to cut this in two to make it thick enough. Let me get this one nice and there is one that you can use properly. The other ones I tried, and this is a fairly soft one. It's pretty much for sugarcraft, not for polymer clay. So pay careful attention. We are going to use this one, the one that looks, or you can use this one if you want to make it smaller. And actually I think I want to make it a little bit smaller. So see the ones that have like a 6-flower petal in the middle, and this tiny one would work as well. So let me see, I'm going to make like a pendant and a earring. Yes, all kinds of things are happening. And I should have gotten my cutter. Just a second. The round cutter makes things much better. Alrighty. So this would be about this wide, so let's give it a cut. And then I'm going to place it here and grab my, yeah, I do feel better. I still cough. If I talk too much, my throat is still a little bit irritated. It was horrible. Hi, Chris. Hi, Allison. It was absolutely horrible. I had sleepless nights because of the coughing. So you want to make sure that it is all pressed in there. And then we are going to, I already got it here, I forgot. We are going to give it a shave. Let me grab my eyes. Now, you can do this also by first baking. I'm trying to get the clay to stick to the tile properly. By baking and using, if you remember, I had a, let me actually post the link. And it is in video, not in lives. Okay, it's in 2 parts, and the link to the second part is in the description. So I showed here how to make a snowflake using embossing powders. So if you want, you can use that instead, but of course first bake your little round and then apply the stamp and then use the embossing powder. Okay, so I'm going to try and make it a little bit more even without losing all those pretty things there. And now what I'm going to do is to flatten it, and then we're gonna do some burnishing. Okay, we are almost there. Okay, now we can give it a little bit of burnishing. Hey, don't fall. So, as usual, put the shiny part of the wax paper over the and you burnish until you can see properly the snowflake. So this will be it. And let's give it a cut. All right, so there we go. We have the snowflake. Now let's make a second one. So let me put this aside so I make sure that I don't mess it up. Alrighty, so Again, stack it. I'm going to cut with the small thing here, and then I'm going to grab that of course I had to drop it. Goodness gracious, my hands really irritate me sometimes. And of course any clay that falls on the floor is lost cause because the cats stay there. Okay, and the second thing we are going to do is to do this in the thinnest possible way, as thin as you can get it. Okay, I don't really need these right now. Try to make it even thinner if possible. And grab this, place it on top, and let's cut again. And we are going to use this in the mold. And again, I'm going to use this tiny one here. And I'm not using just my hands because my fingers are getting sticky. And I'm going to lift it even if I don't want to. As much as possible, and actually I'm going to do this so that it stays fit there. And we are going to shave again. I'm not that perfect today. It's, you know how it is, the crafting doesn't always work when you don't feel that you're optimum level health-wise. Hey, don't drop. Now, if you have any texture with snowflakes, by all means use it. I don't. So it's easier to find molds. But as I said, conversely, you can use, if you don't have one and you don't have the other, but you have a snowflake stamp, and you can find snowflake stamps in my influencer store. You can do the embossed powder thing. Alrighty. And now let's burnish. It would look much better with the texture. That is for sure. Alright, so I got this one too. Now for this specific thing, you would need a very wide teardrop. I do not have a very wide teardrop. Let me actually cut this as well. So what I'm going to use is my rose petal cutter, and I'm going to change it into a teardrop. You'll see. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit of white, just plain white, and I'm going to make it thin. This will be my base. Again, if you want to do this with embossing powder, just do the base, bake it, and then do the embossed powder on stamp. Okay, so let's see how we are going to do this. I'm going to first place this here. Hey, you're not supposed to come after me. And then going to cut. Remove the excess. And then I'm going to simply cut this extra little thing. And you can get it a little bit more straighter than a rose petal. And there you go. We have a wide, a little bit askew teardrop thing. And then I'm going to grab this and place it as high as I can. Because we can see the snowflake in here. And then I'm going to grab more white, and I'm just grabbing the raggedy edges here. And where was the other one that I got? There we go. And I'm going to make a ball. And also, it's been raining here, so my hands are hurting a little bit. I wanted to do something else, but unfortunately, my Amazon package was delayed. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday and is going to be delivered today. And it keeps showing shopping. And finally, it shows out for delivery. About half an hour ago it didn't, so they were late, but oh well, you know, we'll do that next time. Or maybe, who knows, I'll be able to finish it like this. So you make the ball, and until you make sure that you don't have any of these folding line. It's a little bit of a big ball, but that's fine. And then we are going to round it up. But I still didn't find my acrylic. No idea what I did with it on my acrylic block. So I gently start tapering it at both ends. So see how I'm going on one side, but it needs to be even thinner than this, so less. Made it a bit too big. And it helps when you cut with the sharp side of the blade. Usually, right? My kitties are doing something. I wish I knew what. Both Connor started it, Finnegan learned from him. When they get bored, I have on all my cupboards that childproof type of things where you have a magnet that if the door gets closed opened a little bit, it would pull it back. So they figured that out, and now they open it just a little bit and let it slam back, and it's, for some reason, it amuses them tremendously. Okay, and we want to do it, as I said, tapered. Okay, then if you have a texturing sponge, use it. If not, you can use a bath towel type of, like this type of fabric for this next texture. But I am going to use the texturing sponge, and you need to do it fairly strongly. Because you want it all textured around. I swear I have no idea what my cats do when I'm asleep. I think I need the bigger one. This just won't do it. And of course my bigger one isn't here. The cats took it, I'm sure of that. Well, it is quite textured. I'm going to make it zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. And then I am going to cut it in half. I might have to restart it. I hope not. Okay, it looks good enough. Okay. Middle, people, middle. Oh, come on. A little bit less. I need my little ball stylus. Hi, Darla. Yeah, for me, generally, any illness that involves coughing is super hard on me. Guess we can do it in round too, but because I have number one, I have my lungs have been affected by chemo, one of the chemo drugs I had to take, and two, because of the breast reconstruction, because there was not a lot of much left after they removed the breasts. To cover the implants, they had to put them under all the muscles of the chest, you know, the muscles that cover your ribs. And they pulled 1/3 of my pectorals down. So you can imagine how that feels when I have to cough. It's not very even, and I know what that is. It's because I didn't find my acrylic block. I promise you I will be completely caught up in a week if I don't get sick again. Or if we don't have an earthquake or a tornado or something. You know what? I so had enough of all this. If it's not one, it's the other. What did I do with that? Oh, it's here. So I'm going to come back here, and I need something that's not very big. And that one. Because this will have the looks, and I will zoom in so you can see better. And this will have the looks of pretty much snow. There are certain sponges, like bath sponges, you can use for this too. I posted in the Amazon influencer store. There are some sponge filters for fish tanks, and those would work just fine because they are this strong, hard texture. That was the closest thing that I could find, as Donna Cato isn't selling these anymore. And I have Finnegan here. Okay, so you can leave it like this, or you can make more. More of these. Again, sharp part of the blade helps. Now let's give it a little bit of a rounded up aspect. If you're going to comment that I'm using my fingers and fingernails a lot, yes, I do. I'm a very touchy person. Yeah, it is very owy, Donna. Very, very owy. That's why I try to avoid getting anything that might imply coughing. Now, if you have blue coloring for UV resin, you can use it. If not, you can use this instead and use clear resin. And I have to do a little bit of trimming here. Because I eyeballed, I didn't measure anything. I know there's a lot of artists who always measure properly and perfectly. I don't always. It depends on what I'm making, of course. I'm giving it a good and now we can apply some resin. Let me see which of them I want to apply. Lapis blue, maybe. Not sure if I have a lot of it left, and I probably don't. Let's try the other blue. I don't have a lot here too. I need to get new colors. I don't want it. This one is a little bit of a stronger blue than the other one. So you saw I put the blue there, and then I put some a regular transparent in the very middle of it. And I'm just doing this and to get it all the way to the very edges. Because I want to leave a relatively organic feel to the blue and white thing. Come on. I know you can. And then I'm going to give it one more little drip. Okay, this one didn't go all the way at the edge. There we go. And I'm going to give it another little drip of clear. And of course I got bubbles now. There we go. And it's good to go in the lamp. There we go. And you can do this with 4 earrings, and you can do this with pendant. But again, you can use the already baked clay and do the embossed embossing powder on it, or if you have an actual texture, which again I do not, you can use that, or you can use simply this mold, this cheapo mold. And I've shown you how to do stuff with it in other videos, lives or pre-recorded. But yeah, this one didn't come out very good because I told you my hands are not working just as good due to various rain issues. It actually, I thought we were going to get hail, and it's one of those clear late autumn, not clear, it's one of those autumn days, you know, with a lot of cold rain. It is, I think it's in the 60s right now. No, 57. And the barometer is low. Let me show you. There you go. 29.7, so it's really low and it hurts. So the high will be 60, and it's not a lot of wind, but there is some wind. And earlier with an earlier wave of this rain, I thought we were going to get hail because it was just going down so hard, and there was thunder and lightning and all kinds of stuff. Okie dokie. Oops, I almost dropped it again. So let me zoom in so you can see better. Actually, I'm gonna have to refocus. Zooming in doesn't work very good. It's too much focus. You can see the snowflake inside. Of course, you can use white if you want. I just thought that a little bit of blue, my intention was to use the other blue because it's lighter. You can pre-mix the blue, and you can even add a little bit of glitter in it. Just make sure you get that iridescent glitter that the UV light can go through, otherwise it will be not that good. But you can see the snow effect. Of course you can use it as snow too, but this is pretty much how it would go. And I hope you liked it and you'll try it, or maybe it brought you new ideas. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, because I'm not sure if we are going to see each other before Thanksgiving. And I will see you next Sunday. At least next Sunday, if nothing else happens. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving.